Hey beauty babes, welcome to my channel. I'm Maria, aka Agape Love Girl. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I'm back with a beauty replay video. If you are new here, beauty replay is a video I do every month where I look back on all the products I tried the previous month and give you my updated thoughts, opinions, and full review of those products after having tested them out the previous month. And this is truly a replay video because as I talk about the products, I will be playing a replay video on one side of me, showing you guys the products in action so you can see them in action as I am talking about them. Now, the videos I'm going to be showing you are snippets of videos that I do already have on my channel here or on my IGTV. So if you would like to see the video in its entirety and hear, my first impressions or just really see them in action, I will list and link those videos either in the eye or in the description box for you guys to check out if you have not seen them already. And I would encourage you guys to check them out if you are interested because that does help me out when you guys watch my videos and things like that. But if you don't have the time, this video is the perfect one for you because it condenses everything all in this one video. Now, one more thing to say before I do get started. This may seem like very back-to-back to the last beauty replay video that I posted, and that is because beauty replay that I posted last month in October for the September products was just really late. Normally I like to post these videos within the first week or week and a half of the month, which is what I'm planning to do this month for my October products, but last month just totally got off track. So these videos do seem like they're very close together, so I apologize for that if that seems confusing at all, but I'm going to try to hopefully be on track for the rest of the time I do these videos. But anyways, with all that being said, let's go ahead and get into the products. The first new product that I tried last month is the Ciate London Watermelon Burst Hydrating Primer. Now, I did try this a handful of times last month and then just in this last week to kind of develop my thoughts, but as I mentioned in my makeup basket, I did put this back in my makeup basket for this month just because I wanted to get a little bit more use out of it, because the couple of times that I used it last month, I wasn't really stopping to think about what this primer was doing, if it was working, and all that kind of stuff. So it did go back in my makeup basket this month, and I think I'm gonna have to go ahead and update you guys a little bit better of my thoughts in next month's makeup basket. Now, if you're again new to my channel, in my makeup basket shop my stash videos, I always talk about the products in my basket and let you know if I have any updated thoughts and opinions on them after trying them for the month. Kind of similar to this video, except for a lot of those products are more like older news products, not new products that I've tried. So I give you a little updated thoughts if anything has changed on my opinions on them after using them again, putting them back into rotation, if that makes sense. So anyways, I will be updating you guys if any thoughts and opinions change about this primer next month in that video. But I will just say that I don't know if I feel like this is really doing anything, because I have been trying to pay attention throughout this last week of using it some more, if it was really doing anything, and I don't know. I'm kind of one of those people who are very skeptical of face primers and if they really do anything or not. I still will use them because I have plenty to use and I'm constantly sent primers to try out, and I do feel like there are some that definitely make the wear of your foundation last longer or make your skin look a little bit more flawless. So I think some of them really do something, and sometimes others are just, I don't know, I don't want to say a gimmick, but kind of. And this one, I'm really not sure. Now, let me tell you a little bit about it. It says it's supposed to instantly refresh and moisturize before makeup application. It says it features watermelon extract droplets. The droplets are supposed to quench and hydrate. Then the pink jelly base actively brightens whilst, that's really cute, refining pores. This is also described as a unique aqua serum primer that grips foundation for long wear with added glow. Now, this also does have a very light watermelon scent that I do really like. I like the scent of it. It's very pleasant. You can smell it when you're putting it on, but it doesn't like stay there, like you don't keep smelling it after it's on and dry. So that's really nice for those of you who are sensitive to scents. It's very well, just gel-like and kind of very fluid and watery. Like, if you can see, let me get the lighting so you can kind of see how it kind of blends into the skin. Very much so just like a gel moisturizer. That's what it reminds me of. Personally, haven't noticed it helping to grip my foundation or anything, or really help the longevity of it. So I don't, like I said, I don't really know if this is doing anything, but I'm going to have to update you guys some more thoughts in my next month's makeup basket to see if my opinion has changed. I don't even know if I feel like I notice a brightening effect with it either. So I don't know. I don't know about this primer. Ciate London is a brand that I do enjoy a lot of their products, but it is an expensive brand. So if I'm not really noticing anything radical about a primer or a product that is kind of expensive, I'm really hesitant to like recommend it and say anything great about it. So I'm not trying to say anything bad about it, but I don't really have any good thing to say about either, except for that I like that it smells like watermelons. It's a nice gel primer, so it's not too heavy. So if you're someone who maybe doesn't like super heavy primers on your skin, you would probably enjoy this. I'm gonna guess that if you're someone who has oily skin, you would probably really enjoy this because it is that gel moisturizer. It's going to hydrate and moisturize your skin without feeling too heavy and causing your skin to feel too oily. I'm someone with dry skin, so I just feel like it kind of absorbs into my skin and then goes away. I don't necessarily feel that it's super moisturizing or hydrating my skin or anything like that, but it's also not doing anything bad to my skin either. So it's kind of one of those things that I feel like I don't know if this is really doing anything for me personally. It might do something for somebody, but I haven't really noticed it doing anything for me. So that's really all I have to say about this product. I wish I had more to say, but like I said, again, I will update any additional thoughts in next month's makeup basket. Next product I have is again another primer. This is Juno & Co.'s Moonshine Miracle Cream. I was sent this in PR, and I did recently join their affiliate program, so now I do have a code that will save you 10% off. I believe the code is AGAPELOVEGIRL, and this is affiliated, but the thing is, if you just use my code, I do not earn anything off it. You would have to actually click my affiliate link as well as use my discount code for me to earn anything. So if you're not someone who really appreciates affiliate things like that, you can simply use my code and that'll save you some money if you're interested in Juno & Co. products, and I earn nothing from it. But if you want to help me earn a little bit of money, which is very minimal, if you were interested in Juno & Co. products, I will have my link as well as the discount code listed in the description box. So click the link, use the code, shop, and that helps me earn a little bit of money. But anyways, so yeah, I recently did join their affiliate program. I've been really interested and intrigued by Juno & Co. products. I have tried their microfiber sponge and really enjoy it. More recently, I purchased myself their cloud sponge and really love that sponge. But anyways, we're talking about the Moonshine Miracle Cream, which I was sent for free. And by the way, I was also sent the Ciate London primer as well. I think actually everything I'm talking about today was PR, just so you guys know in case I forget to say it. Anyways, I was very interested and intrigued in this product when they launched it. It being a miracle cream is supposed to hydrate your skin and perfect your skin as well as prime your skin and things like that. And so it was very interesting to me. And so this is the primer I used a little bit more than anything else last month. And I will say there are some pros and cons to it. I don't love this primer, but I don't not like this primer. Okay, so it's a very luxurious, it's very interesting packaging. It's got this cute little pull-up tab, and just so you guys know, like, I don't know how what anybody else does with their makeup or skincare products, but if ever there's a product that comes with a little lid like this, I don't know if people throw them away or not, but I would recommend do not throw those away. I think they really help to keep your product sealed and airtight so that they don't go bad or dry up. Sometimes I hear people talking about products drying up too quickly, and I feel like I have a feeling it's because they throw away the little you know, protector here. So I always keep that. I don't know if that's a random thing to note, but I figured I would just note that, but I keep that. Anyways, getting off track as usual. This is why my videos are never short. So here's what it looks like. The cream is very luxurious. Like, it's a rich cream compared especially to that gel moisturizer or the gel primer. Like, this is rich. And I like that. It just feels so very good on the skin. Like, this is something you put on your skin and you instantly feel it like absorbing into the skin and moisturizing and giving it like a little bit of a plumping effect, but like plumping in the sense of like because it's really hydrating and moisturizing your skin. So it feels really nice. I like that aspect of it, and I do believe, like, oh my gosh, I don't even know if you guys probably can't tell, but this really does have a very nice blurring effect to it. When you put it on your skin, it does give your skin almost a filtered look. Truly, it does. That's something I noticed about it. So these are all the good things I like about it. I think it's very luxurious feeling, very thick, very moisturizing and hydrating. The way it makes my skin look very smooth and perfected. I really like that. However, I noticed that, in my opinion, I don't feel like this plays well with makeup, under makeup. I felt like when I used it, it peeled up on me, and I did mention this in my makeup basket, so if you already saw that, you already heard my spiel on it. But if you have not seen that, I'm telling you now, I feel like this held up on me, and so for that reason I don't really love it as a primer, and I don't know if this is just my experience. I'm not quite sure what it is, so I didn't really like it as a primer for under foundation. But if I were just like in a hurry one day and didn't have a lot of time to do my, my makeup or a full face or anything, and I just want my skin to look nice and prepped, I would put this on all over and then dab a little bit of concealer on, and I felt like I looked really good. So in that aspect, I really liked it, but I didn't really care for it under a foundation. So do with that what you will. Next up, I was sent a little palette from Urban Decay. This is their On the Run G-Train palette, which is their kind of like green themed. I mean, there's only 2 green shades in here, but they're green themed little mini palette. I did do one video tutorial with this. That video is on my IGTV, so I will link to that if you would like to check it out and see it in action. I'll put a little video here as well so you can see a little snippet of an action. And then I've only used this one other time since then, but I can tell you right away, the formula of this is beautiful. I really like the formula of the Urban Decay eyeshadows. This is just like the full size, the Born to Run palette, which I really liked the quality of. The mattes in here are beautiful. I really love that they gave this gorgeous dark green matte shade. It's so pretty. That is one of the shades I used in the video. And then I also use Night Trip, and it's just so pretty. Like, it applies without any additional help. You don't need a setting spray or anything to make it go on and just go on the lid. You know what I mean? It just shows up. It's so pretty. So this is a little bit more of a what's the word? A natural palette, not neutral. Neutral palette, of course, is not like crazy out there, but you have the fun pop of green, which I am such a sucker for greens. But you also have this gorgeous like coppery shade. This is a beautiful gold. Oh my gosh. And now this one doesn't look like anything special. It looks like just like a creamy color, but it's kind of like this duochromy gold, like light gold shade. Let me just swatch it here. I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to tell how beautiful it is, but I really like it. So it can be like a highlight shade or something just to add a little pop to, to your looks. Let me go and just swatch these two as well. And then actually even the shade Breakdown is not quite a matte. It's a little bit more of a satiny color. It's so pretty. So I know a lot of people will look at this palette and think it's so boring. I don't think there was a lot of people super interested in these palettes that Urban Decay came out with. They were just probably just quick little cash grabs for them, but I do think it's really pretty, and I was really excited to get it. I love these tones. I've been super into greens and gold tones lately, so I was really happy to get it, and I think it's a really lovely little palette, and I love the quality. It's great quality. So yeah, I was really happy with this palette, and yeah, that's really all I have to say about it. All right, and lastly, I have several Juvia's Place complexion products to talk about. Now, most of these are not new to the beauty scene, but they were new to me last month. Like I said, I did receive these in PR, and so I also did do a full face of Juvia's Place testing out most of these products, but I did continue to use them to develop more of my thoughts, and I have some differing opinions since that full face video, and I'll go ahead and share those now. So let's get this one out of the way. The Juvia's Place I Am Magic Foundation. Now I actually wrote down what I wanted to say because I have a lot to say about this foundation, so I didn't want to go off topic or ramble or forget anything, so I'm probably just going to kind of read what I wrote for all of our sakes. I will say right off the bat, this is not a foundation I personally like or will continue to use, but it's totally personal preference. There are definitely some good and bad things about this foundation that I wanted to be sure to share. So just to let you guys know, I have tried this foundation a couple different ways. The first way I tried it was with a brush. The second time was with a sponge, and you guys saw that in my full face of Juvia's Place video. And then I went ahead and tried it again with a brush and a sponge. And then I will admit I did not continue to use it again after that, just because I knew how I felt about this foundation. I really didn't need to use it anymore to really decide what I thought about this foundation. So I didn't continue to use that. So some of you may or may not think this is a good review or not, but I feel like for me, I know enough about my preferences and to kind of be able to give this review of my opinions, but I also have a couple other opinions to share with you, some good and bad things. So with that, let's go ahead and get into it. So let me just tell you that I much prefer the application method when I use the brush and the sponge in conjunction with each other, because I felt like it gave much more of a skin-like finish compared to the other times that I used it. So what I did was I applied the foundation with a brush, and it gave really good coverage without being too heavy. But I still feel like this foundation is just it's just a little too much for me. So then that's when I went in with a sponge, just to kind of go over top everywhere I laid the foundation down with the brush to pick up and absorb any excess product that was still on my skin. And like I said, I ended up liking that application method the best because I felt it was the less cakey feeling out of the other two ways that I tried it. So just so you guys know, this does say it is a velvety matte foundation, but my issue with this foundation is not that it's matte, which by the way, if you don't know, I do have dry skin. It's usually normal dry, and I prefer natural finish foundations. I'm not opposed to using matte foundations. It's not matte foundations I don't like, it's when a foundation is just too dry. And that was really my issue with this foundation. It's just too dry. And all I wrote is like, it's literally such a dry, all caps, foundation. And that it just seems to sit on top of the skin rather than like blend into the skin, which I feel like is hard to make sense because pretty much all makeup is just sitting on the skin. Nothing actually truly like blends into the skin, but it does seem like good foundations will meld into the skin and just look natural. They don't look like they're sitting on the skin, if that makes sense. But this foundation, like for me, on me, looks like it's literally just sitting on top of my skin. It just doesn't look natural. It ends up looking just cakey and very, very dry. So for that reason specifically, I really don't think this is a good foundation for anybody with noticeably dry skin, or as somebody with like dry patches or dry texture, because this foundation definitely does emphasize it. Now, me having dry, normal skin, I don't always have dry patches, so that's why sometimes I don't mind matte foundations, but I have been dealing with a few dry patches on my skin, and there are other foundations that can go over dry patches and look fine, but this one just totally emphasized my dry patches and just made me feel really insecure. So really, I don't recommend it for anybody with dry skin with dry patches and things like that. Also, if you are someone with more mature skin and wrinkles, I really don't think you'd like this foundation either. It definitely enhances the look of fine lines and wrinkles, and I know this because I was actually doing some Halloween makeup for a friend of mine who has more mature skin. She was going as a witch. I'm reading this so I don't mess things up, but just so you know. So she was going as a witch, and she asked if I had a lighter foundation to make her look more pale. So I decided to grab this foundation in my daughter's shade because she is very fair skin. I did use a sponge to apply this foundation, and even though I went light-handed and did my best to blend, the foundation really emphasized all of her fine lines and wrinkles, making her look much older. And just so you guys know, this is actually something that she said when she like looked at her face. So it's not me just being like, oh my god, this makes you look old. Like, I wasn't trying to be rude. She said it first, and I do agree with her. So anyways, the funny thing is that it actually ended up working out in her favor because, like I said, she was going as a witch. I was doing her makeup as a witch. So it really kind of worked out in her favor to make her look older and creepy and things like that. So it was kind of funny, but anyways, so I would say if you have mature skin, you know, deep set lines or wrinkles, this is not going to be a foundation that you will enjoy. It definitely is going to age your skin. Now, those were the negative things that I wanted to say about it. I do have some positive things, surprisingly, to say about it. So, some things that I think you may appreciate is that this is a great price. It's a $20 foundation and you are getting the full fluid ounce. It does come in a very convenient little squeezy tube. I know some people really like that and appreciate that. So another thing that I think is a good thing, it's not my preference, but that doesn't mean it's a bad thing. There's a lot of people who prefer this. So this foundation is super full coverage. It's like majorly full coverage, and a little bit goes a long way. So I think those are good things. They're just not my preference. So if you're someone who likes full coverage, you possibly will really like this. It definitely evens out your complexion. It covers up redness, blemishes, and it even covered up my dark circles. So like I said, I'm referencing that full face of Juvia's Place video again. If you saw that video, you saw how it totally like blanked out my face. It gave majorly full coverage, and I really didn't even try to use very much product. Okay, also the foundation is very long lasting. I do believe that this is because it is such a dry foundation, that it truly helps the longevity of the foundation throughout the day. So if you're someone who needs a long lasting, long wear foundation, this is a very, very long wear foundation. Lastly, as I already mentioned, my daughter has this foundation. So when I received it in PR, I was sent a few shades, not all of them, but I was sent a wide variety of shades, and I did have a shade light enough that would suit her skin tone because my daughter is a lot lighter than I am. She needed a new foundation and she was really excited to try. She saw what I got and she's like, ooh, do you have a shade for me because I need a new foundation? So it was like kind of perfect. For anybody who does not know, my daughter is 16. She's light skinned, she is acne prone, and she has oily skin. So she is also very active in school. She's involved in dance as well as in sports, and let me tell you, she loves this foundation. So she actually tried it and tested out before I got the chance to, and she was really excited and happy with it. She said it was probably the best foundation she has ever tried because it covers so well and lasted so long on her skin. Most other foundations she has tried, and she's actually tried a lot because me being her mom and the PR I get, often I do get her shades, so she gets to try a lot of the foundations that I am sent as well. Anyway, she said that most of the foundations she has tried usually wear away or break up on her by the end of her school day. So they definitely don't last through a sports practice either. So this one it does for her. So she was very impressed with it and really happy with this foundation. And I just wanted to be sure to mention that to you guys because it's really all about preference. I can give you guys a review and share my thoughts and opinions about a product, but we are all different, and what works for me may not work for you, and what doesn't work for me may work for you. And so that I just wanted to give you a few different perspectives because, like I said, even though I only tried this 3 times and just knew this foundation is not for me, I'm not going to sit here and say it's a bad foundation because there's other people like my daughter who really appreciated this type of foundation, but she is very, very different from me. Like I said, oily skin, you know, she's a little bit on the younger side, obviously. So anyway, so she really liked this foundation. So if you seem like you're someone like her and need it to be long lasting, you have more oily skin, this might be a foundation that will really work for you and that you will really enjoy, and it'll be very affordable for you. So all that being said, the people I would recommend this foundation to, if you didn't catch on by now, would be someone with oily skin to possibly normal skin. I definitely think it could work for somebody with like combo dry skin, as long as you don't have dry patches, as I mentioned earlier. And honestly, I would not recommend this to someone with more mature skin or anybody with, you know, deep set lines or wrinkles, because in my opinion and in my friend's opinion, this foundation will age you. But yeah, that's it. That's all I have to say. That's the good and the bad. I personally don't think this is like a terrible foundation. It's just, like I already said, it's just not my preference, but there are all the facts and things that I know and have experienced with it, and I hope you find that helpful. All right, let's move on to something a little bit more positive. I tried the I Am Magic concealer in that full face of Juvia's Place video as well, and in that video I really couldn't tell what I thought about this, and I really want to be able to try this on its own without the foundation, because at the end of that video, I just felt like my face felt so heavy and so cakey and really just didn't look the best. And I didn't know if it was the powder, if it was the foundation, if it was the concealer, what was really doing it. And I really think it was the foundation, and then also another product which I'm going to talk about in a minute. It was hard for me to tell what I thought about this concealer because I did get so much coverage with the foundation, especially under my eyes, which is where I usually only use concealers. So I have since tested this on its own, and I really like this foundation. It is a very big size. I can't remember the cost of this concealer. Did I say foundation? I meant concealer. I can't remember the cost of this concealer, but I would imagine it's affordable because Juvia's Place is an affordable brand. It does have a very big doe foot applicator, very reminiscent of like Tarte Shape Tape and all the big ones that have been coming out ever since. It's actually a very fine, very fluid concealer, so it's not too thick, not too cakey, not too heavy, but oh my gosh, the coverage this gives is beautiful. It actually gives really great full coverage, but is so thin and lightweight. I just really have been enjoying it. So this did get put back in my makeup basket this month so I can keep using it. I really like it. Like I was talking about earlier, days when I would just wear the Moonshine primer and then a concealer, this would be the concealer I would use. And I would just dab just a couple little dots here and here and just blend that to cover my dark circles, and lightly fade it out, you know, this way so it kind of blends in with my skin. And it was beautiful, very natural looking, very beautiful, good coverage. Like for being I would say full coverage, but maybe possibly medium to full coverage. For being full-ish coverage, this looks very natural on the skin. The shade I have is shade 18, which normally for concealers I like to go a little bit lighter for a more brightening effect, but this is more of like my actual skin tone color, so maybe that's why it's a little bit more natural looking than other concealers I may use that have a brightening effect. But I can get away with wearing that alone and just kind of blending it into my face lightly, and it looking just much more natural. So I really like this concealer quite a bit. I do find that it dries down matte, like I just put it on my skin here. Doesn't necessarily need to be set, so it dries down really nice, but doesn't feel drying at all. So I really appreciate that. Now, another item that I didn't really care for, like I said, there's another product that I think was a culprit in making my face look bad for the full face of Juvia's Place, and that is the powder, the I Am Magic setting powder. Now I tried the White Sands setting powder, and I wasn't sure if it was just because the foundation was too cakey or what was going on, but I felt like, especially under my eyes, this, like, it looks so patchy and just not good. And I feel like it's just my whole face was kind of messed up that day, and I really didn't know which product it was. I really just thought for sure it was because the foundation was just too cakey, and definitely I do think the foundation is a bit too dry and cakey. But I did end up trying this later with other products, different products that I know and love, you know, different concealers and things like that, to see truly how this powder works. And this powder is just like, I want to love it because it's so like finely milled. It's a soft, very nice powder, gives a little bit of coverage. Like, it seems like it would be such a nice powder, but when I put this on, it literally looks patchy on my skin. Like, it just, I wish I could explain it, and I'm going to try to put a clip in here that you can see from that full face of video of Juvia's Place video where my skin looked kind of skippy and patchy, and I really thought like it was just all the foundation and stuff like that, but no, it looked like that even on other products, even on top of other products. And I tried applying it with a sponge, I tried applying it very lightly, I tried applying it with a soft fluffy brush. Like, I tried different ways of applying this powder, and every way I tried it, it still looked skippy and patchy on my skin for some reason. Like, it didn't want to like meld into my skin. It didn't want to, like, I don't know, it just laid on top of it and looked skippy and patchy, and that's the only way I could think to describe it and explain it. It just didn't look good on my skin, unfortunately. It made my skin look kind of scaly actually, which is so weird because feeling the powder, it feels so soft and finely milled and nice. I really kept thinking like, it can't be the powder, it can't be the powder, but I put my face and makeup on, put that powder on, it was doing that. I took it off, redid my makeup and used a different powder, but the same products underneath, and it looked beautiful. So I'm like, it's gotta be that powder. So unfortunately that powder was just a fail for me, and I don't know what else to say about it. I can't compare how it looks to other people or anything. My daughter hasn't tried the powders or anything. Maybe she would like it, I don't know. I'll have to maybe update you. Maybe I'll give that powder to her and see what she thinks and update you guys later. But yeah, for me, that powder unfortunately was a fail. All right, so let's end this on a positive note. So these are the newest items from Juvia's Place, and they are the shade sticks. Now these are their stick foundations. Although they're not necessarily called foundations, they're called their shade sticks because they can be used as a foundation for cream contour, for cream highlight, and things like that. Now you guys saw me use the shade sticks for my bronzer contour as a cream contour in the full face of Juvia's Place, and this was the one like saving grace in that face video because this was so beautiful. It blended in like a dream, so beautiful on top of the foundation. And normally I'm someone who is not into cream contouring or anything. I don't do that. I don't feel like I work well with cream products, but this was so quick and easy and beautiful and looked natural and flawless that I've kind of continued using it as a cream contour. And then after that video, I did go ahead and grab out a shade that would work as a foundation shade for me. So the shades I have that I've been using are Manila for my foundation shade. And then for the contour shade, I've been using the shade Addis or Addis, I'm not quite sure, Ababa. And that's a really nice contour shade for me, which is a bit warm, but I am someone who likes to use more warm tones, bronzery type of shades for my contour because I just think that works better with my skin tone. So anyways, beautiful. I really enjoy these. I really enjoy stick foundations. I find them very convenient, quick and easy to use, but the blendability on these is very nice. Now I will say these aren't as full coverage as the I Am Magic foundation. They're definitely a lot more medium coverage. I think you can build them up, but they're still really going to be medium coverage. They're not going to super cover up all your, blemishes and things like that, but they do a great job to kind of balance out and even out your skin a little bit. I wouldn't call these like my favorite for a foundation. I actually think I much prefer it as a cream contour than I do as a foundation, but it is a really beautiful foundation that I have enjoyed using and will continue to enjoy using for the rest of this month. So yeah, I do really like and enjoy the shade sticks. Probably second most of the Juvia's Place complexion products. The concealer I think I like the very best, then second in line would be the shade sticks. So anyways, that is it for this month's beauty replay. I really hope you guys enjoyed it and that you found it helpful and informative to you. If you would like to know anything else about these products, anything that maybe I forgot to talk about or just didn't think to talk about, if you have any questions, let me know. I would love to answer them for you in the comments below. And if you are someone who has tried any of these products and have an opinion you'd like to share, whether the same as me, you agree with me, or different than me, please feel free to share them because it is very helpful for anybody who comes here and maybe reading the comments and wants to learn a little bit of different opinions on products. As I've already said, we're all very different. Things work differently for different people, and so it's always interesting to hear different opinions on these products and how you've made them work or whatnot. So please don't hesitate to share your thoughts and opinions in a comment below with me and everybody else who comes here to watch this video. But anyways, with all that being said, I just want to thank you so much for watching, and until next time, much love and hugs to you. Bye, beauty babes. Mwah!